Good day, sister leaders. I am Reverend Dr. Xenia Barnes, social behavioral scientist, trauma-informed leadership expert. And today I am beyond happy to be here with you for the Her Vision, Her Voice, Her Victory Sister Leader Conference. Today is not just about being in unison, but today is about identifying and reclaiming your triumph. Giving yourself permission to triumph. And so I want to think about how many of you have been told to stay in your lane or that your dreams are too big for someone like you. Well, today, we're not just talking about success. We're talking about your right to triumph on your own terms. So for my women starting over, you've invested years into building others' dreams. Now it is time to be the architect of your own. And for those beginners who are just starting their businesses, you have the vision and the passion, but navigating the path from idea to impact can feel overwhelming. I get that. I've been there myself. And if you're someone like me, I know you see the oxygen. My disabled leaders, you bring a unique perspective and problem-solving ability that organizations desperately need. Yet barriers keep blocking your advancement. I've been there too. Most leadership programs assume that everyone starts from the same place, with the same resources, facing the same challenges. But your leadership journey isn't traditional. So why should your development be? Let's talk about moving from trauma to triumph. As a trauma-informed leadership coach, I understand that your challenges have created wisdom, not just wounds. Your multiple identities aren't obstacles. They're your superpower. You don't have to figure out this alone. I'm here to do this with you. Multiple learning styles, flexible pacing, accommodating approaches. That's what the triumphant framework is about. I want you to imagine something with me. What if everything that you've been going through, every challenge, every setback, every moment you had to dig deeper than you thought possible, what if all of that wasn't just something that happened to you, but something that was preparing you for something? Today, we're talking about the triumphant framework, your roadmap from where you've been to who you are becoming. The triumphant framework isn't about starting over. No, it's not about starting over. It's about building forward. It's designed specifically for leaders who understand that their greatest qualifications often come from the most difficult experience. So our first pillar is advancement, moving forward with intention and purpose. Advancement isn't about climbing someone else's ladder. It's about building your own staircase, one intentional step at a time. Traditional advancement says, fake it till you make it. We say, own it while you grow it. For too long, advancement has been defined by moving up systems that weren't designed for you. True advancement isn't moving forward on someone else's terms. It's moving forward on your own terms. This isn't about providing you or this isn't about proving you belong. It's about creating spaces where you can lead authentically. Your experiences, including the difficult ones, have given you the skills that you can't be taught in business school. It's giving you resilience. It's giving you empathy, creative problem solving, and ability to lead through crisis. That's not just textbook. That's lived experience. Every time you've advocated for yourself, navigated a system that wasn't built for you, or find a way when there seemed to be no way, you were building leadership muscles. Advancement with intention means asking, does this opportunity align with who I'm becoming? Not just, will this look good on my resume? That's not what true advancement and advancement with intention means. It's purpose driven. Advancement creates sustainable success because it's powered by your values and not just ambition. I've spent years trying to advance in the traditional educational structures that consistently made me feel like I had to choose between being my authentic self and being successful. When I stopped trying to fit into their mold and I started building my own consultancy firm around trauma-informed leadership, I didn't just advance. I revolutionized how organizations thought about employee well-being, which then led me to my second pillar of influence, amplifying your voice and impact. Influence isn't about having the loudest voice in the room. It's about having the most authentic one. So you need to redefine what that traditional influence look like. Traditional influence is about commanding attention. Authentic influence is about creating connections. What if I told you your influence doesn't come from your title? It comes from your truth. The world doesn't need another leader who sounds like everyone else. It needs leaders who sound like you. Your voice isn't something you find. It's something you remember. It's been there all along. Maybe you just quieted, but maybe it was quieted by the systems that needed you to feel small. But today I want you to amplify that. For those who have been silenced, marginalized, or told your perspective doesn't matter, reclaiming your voice is a revolutionary act. Your voice carries wisdom of your journey that you've already traveled. When you speak from that place, people listen because they hear your truth. And that's when meaningful change begins. Meaningful change starts with brave conversations. It starts with someone willing to say what everyone else is thinking, but no one else is saying. I know you've been there. I've been there plenty of times myself in boardroom meetings, and I'm looking around and I'm saying, is anybody else hearing this? Or, so nobody's going to ask the why behind the reason that we're doing this? Yes, I've been there. And that's where meaningful change starts, when you step up and you speak up and you speak out. Your sphere of influence might be a team of 5 or an audience like this of thousands. But either way, you have the power to shift how people think, how they feel, and how they act. That's why we're sister leaders. Change doesn't require a platform. It requires courage. And you've already proven that by being here today. I know you're probably wondering, what does this look like in action? Influence grows when you're consistently showing up for yourself. Not in the version that others want you to be or who they want to see. Every time you share your perspective, every time you advocate for someone who doesn't know how to advocate for themselves or challenge the status quo, you're exercising influence. For example, I have a stutter that used to make me avoid speaking up in meetings for years. I thought that influence meant being the most articulate person in the room. But when I started sharing my insight about accessibility, speaking from lived experience, speaking from my lived experience, my confidence shifted. My influence came not from a perfect speech, but it came from necessary truth. And I want that for you. I want you to find your voice, or not find your voice. I want you to redefine your voice and remember your voice so that you can triumph. And that comes with standing confidently, your distinction. That's the third pillar. Distinction isn't being different for the sake of being different. It's about being authentically yourself in a world that profits from your conformity. Your distinction isn't what make you weird. It's what make you wonderful. In the world of copy and paste leadership, authenticity is the ultimate competitive advantage. Yes, the competitive advantage. You being different is what makes you perfect the way you are. I like to say my imperfection is what makes me perfect because I embrace it. I bring it into every room with myself. And that's how I command the room. And that's what I want for you. Distinction comes from embracing what others might see as limitations and recognizing them as superpowers. The world has spent enough time trying to shrink you, to conform, to make you play small. But the triumphant framework is your invitation to do the opposite, to advance boldly, influence authentically, and stand distinctively in your power. First, we start by honoring your journey of wisdom. In our Trauma to Triumph community, we've seen women who went from feeling invisible in corporate meetings to launching their own consultancy and landing six-figure contracts in 1 year. And we had clients who transformed their lived experience with disabilities like myself into a groundbreaking accessibility training. However, our most significant flex, which will be yours, will come from the willingness to turn your challenges into fuel that powers your restart, allowing you to find your voice and triumphant to your victory. That comes because there's so many different experiences that you bring. You're bringing your experience, you're bringing your perspective, and you're bringing your wisdom to triumph to your victory. This framework isn't theoretical. It's practical. And it's not meant to be walked alone. This is something that we do together. In our Trauma to Triumph community, we support each other. We clap for each other on the stage. We ensure that you recognize that you are the main character of your story and you begin to own it. I help you identify your next intentional step. I help you to create safe spaces to practice using your voice. And I celebrate what makes you uniquely qualified to lead. So every day you wait is a step into your every day you wait to step into your full leadership potential is another day that your unique gifts aren't serving the people who desperately need you. Your community, your industry, your family, they're all waiting for you to offer them your expertise. So start claiming it now. And when we move from step one, from identifying your journey, or identifying your expertise, we then move into crafting your chapter. Remember, you are the main character and no one can tell your story like you. This is your time to win. So don't listen to the voice in your head that says, I don't have the time, I can't afford it, I'm not ready, because this isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about focusing your energy on what actually moves the needle. It's about what's the cost of staying where you are for another year versus another 5 years. And mostly it's about your readiness. Because your readiness isn't luxury. Your readiness is a luxury. It's courage. It's your choice to choose courage. That's what your readiness is. We will help you build both. We will help you build readiness. We will help you build your courage, and we will help your voice thrive. This is about your victory. This is where your emotional intelligence kicks in, where you dig deep into your strengths to build up the areas you need to grow in. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and tap into the resources that advance your position. The goal isn't to struggle. The goal is to work smarter. Be strategic and intentional about building connections to accelerate your growth. And when you get that and when you understand that, then you're ready to move to stage 3, building your bridges. Align your vision with your goals and repeat them to yourself every day. This work doesn't happen overnight. So I need you to understand that. Believe in what you want to achieve. Your thoughts will control your actions. Your actions will dictate your behaviors. And your feelings will impact how you interact with others. So find you a great mentor. Connect with leaders who walk similar paths. I recommend someone who has already been successful in the areas that you're looking to improve. And once you have that mentor, then you're ready for stage 4, when you're designing your roadmap. How many of you have been given someone else's blueprint for success and felt like you were trying to fit a square peg into a round hole? I've been there myself. Today we're talking about designing a roadmap that actually works for you. Not despite your circumstance, but for you, your unique perspective. The problem with the one-size-fits-all planning, traditional goal setting assumes that everyone has the same resources and the same support system and the same capacity at the same time. But your life doesn't look like that. It doesn't have stock images of the version of success. How many strategic plans have been abandoned because life happens? Was it because your energy was different from what you expected? Or because timelines didn't account for your reality? Probably so. The problem isn't that you can't stick to the plan. It's that most plans weren't designed for real humans with complex lives. What makes this roadmap successful is it's flexible. It honors your unique circumstances. And for you as becoming a leader, we understand that your leadership doesn't happen in 15-minute pockets or 8-hour retreats. Maybe your brain works differently. Your planning should do the same. Or maybe you're a leader like myself battling long-term illness whose energy is currency. And your roadmap respects your investment and capacity. For those rebuilding, we're not starting from zero. We're rebuilding from wisdom. So your roadmap in action should look like a vision statement where you're outlining for 12 months what this vision is and what should happen over that vision. You have value checks. What must be true in order for this vision to come true? You have current reality. What is your starting point? Honestly, your honest starting point. You have milestone mapping. What are 3 to 5 key markers along the way? That's what you're testing against. And you have flexibility points where you might need to pivot or you might need to adapt to something else. And then you have a support system. Who and what will help you navigate through your roadmap. And once you have a concrete roadmap, you are ready to orchestrate your triumph. The triumphant framework isn't something that you try once and then you forget about it. No, it's a living, breathing tool that evolves with you. In the Trauma to Triumph community, we revisit, we refine, and we work on your roadmap quarterly because your circumstance change, your confidence grows, new opportunities emerge, and your vision gets clearer. The difference between those who achieve their vision and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's having a roadmap that actually works for the real person in real life and in a community that helps them navigate through it. So for you, I say, your vision deserves more than wishful thinking. It deserves a framework worthy of your potential. The question isn't whether you can create a life and leadership that impacts what you want. The question is, are you ready to design the path that will get you there? Your triumph isn't just about you. It's about everyone's whose life will be touched by the leader that you're meant to become. The world needs your unique leadership. You've already proven that by surviving and thriving through everything that's brought you here today. So I want you to think and I want you to internalize. Are you ready to let your triumph inspire others to find theirs? If this resonates with you, I'd love to continue the conversation. I'm gifting the first 10 people a complimentary triumph assessment. That's right. You heard me, the first 10 people, because personalized attention is key to this work. I wish I can offer it to everyone, but I can't. I can only take on a limited few clients for this quarter. So if this is something that resonates with you, and if you feel like you want to learn more, you want to be more, you want to find your voice, your victory, and you want to triumph, then I'm inviting you to scan the QR code that pops up on your screen and join the Triumph to Triumph community today. That's right. Scan the QR code, join the community today, learn more about leading with your voice, leading with your victory, telling your story, and stepping into the leader that you were meant to be. I am Reverend Dr. Barnes, your social and behavioral scientist, trauma-informed leadership expert, and I am ready to help you thrive. Thank you.